Hi, this is Valerie, and this is Dashly YouTube channel where we share business hacks and tips weekly. Don't forget to subscribe to get your weekly dose of business hacks. There's one thing that is following you across all your career path. That is the fear of mistakes. So we are afraid of making mistakes because that is definitely going to lead to flops in our careers. Well, that may be a loss of the salary, bad results that actually affect your CV and your skills. You're afraid of being fired, and you may also be afraid of disrespect of your colleagues. So the fear of mistakes is something that is following you, either consciously or unconsciously, right? If you are afraid of making mistakes, leave the comment saying, yes, I am afraid of mistakes, and I will know for sure that I'm not alone on this planet with that fear, like making mistakes at work and losing some of the career opportunities. My life changed into before and after once I decided to follow the mistakes as, well, not the teachers, of course, but something that's going to alter all my future activities. So, in other words, I've adopted the culture of mistakes. And thanks Dashly team for this, because the culture of mistakes is something that's been valued by our CEO, and the culture of mistakes is something that we are following across all the company. Now let me share with you our experience, why we love mistakes and why mistakes are actually good. Well, I hope this video is going to at least change your mind and, as the big goal, help you change the culture of your company so that all the people in your company are going to treat mistakes as friends. So I know plenty of the cases when companies are actually making people ashamed of mistakes. So that inevitably leads to people saying goodbye and leaving the company forever. That is also leading people to tell lies, which is not okay. And finally, that leads people making afraid of setting really nice goals and sharing some great initiatives. Yeah, whenever we're speaking about some great plans, definitely we are speaking about the risks and fears. And once people start thinking about the fears, sometimes if the context, I mean the atmosphere in the company, is totally against the mistakes and the company is actually punishing you for the mistakes, so that makes people be afraid of the great plans, and that makes the company lose great ideas, lose great people, and lose great money, of course. So the culture of mistakes is something that you are going to adopt, right? So marketing and sales are never the same as physics, mathematics, or chemistry, or other science that is filled with definite formulas and definite numbers and figures. Well, of course, marketing and sales finally bring some numbers, but the way to the numbers is not documented. I mean, that is not something that we find in books. That is something that we are going to create ourselves. And sales and marketing is different for each and every companies. Definitely we know a lot of success stories, but that doesn't mean that we're going to adapt the success story. Well, we can use a similar success story, but partly. Of course, we're going to personalize it, we're going to add our own flavor, and we're going to try. And whenever we try, definitely we sort all our tries into positive ones and negative ones. So the negative ones are actually really precious, because we are going to see, okay, this doesn't work, and we are not going to do like that in the future. So mistakes are great. Even one of my favorite authors, Mr. Taleb, is sharing this idea across all his books. So mistakes help us understand what works and what doesn't work, and mistakes give us accumulative data that help us making decisions in the future. Don't forget that mistakes is a shared responsibility. I mean to say that once someone is making a mistake, it doesn't mean we are going to put all the fault on this person. All the team shares the responsibility, and all the team, make sure, benefits from the mistake that's been done. You may even organize special meetings where you share all your mistakes. Or in other words, these meetings are called fuck-up meetings. So make a fuck-up meeting a part of your weekly agenda and help your teammates benefit from the mistakes you've done. and you're going to benefit from the mistakes they've done, so that everyone knows all the mistakes and you're never going to repeat them in the future. So there is one secret I'm going to share with you. Your colleagues are not perfect, so they're making mistakes or fuck-ups as well. And once you start sharing all your fuck-ups with all your colleagues, you understand that everyone is not perfect, and you don't have to be ideal as well, because mistakes, again, the very main thought of this video, mistakes help you survive. So again, mistakes help you grow experience, and this experience is inevitably connected with the revenue of the company. So you're going to know exactly what brings money and what doesn't. For this, you may even launch a special growth hacking team. We have really rich experience in that because we have our own growth team. You are very much welcome to read a special article where we share all the hacks and tips how to create a growth team. The link is in the description. So a growth team is something that's going to make mistakes on purpose, because their aim is to understand what works for the company's revenue and what doesn't. So, the summary. Mistakes are great. Fuck-ups are great. Fuck-ups should be shared with all the team. Mistakes equal experience. Experience equals you know exactly how to act in the future so that your company gets more money. Thank you for the likes to this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get your weekly dose of business hacks. Alright, just make sure you're not going to make mistakes on purpose, because that's something bizarre. See you!